Whoops, sorry, forgive me. Give me a moment. No biting.
Oh my mommy. Yeah, you know what? Maybe tentacles aren't that bad after all. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kat the 7th, and I'll be your host today. Welcome to the 2.3 second half banner review. And today we're going to go over Yidhari, Jufufu, and we're also going to quickly look at the A ranks and Pandianhu and Pulchra, and quickly go over the W engine banner as well. But with that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about Yidhari. Are you looking to get the new agents Lucia and Yidhari? Or maybe you're someone who wants Vivian or Fufu, but your pulls after 2.2 are looking oof. Don't worry, I got you back, because lootbar.gg can be saving you big today. As if you click on my exclusive link in the description below, new users can save a total of 23% on the first purchase. And all you have to do is put in your UID, select the bundle you want, and within seconds, it will arrive in game. And all future purchases will be at a discounted rate. Also, this doesn't have to be just for ZZZ, no, as it could be any of your favorite mobile games, such as Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, or Wuthering Waves. So no matter what you play, Lootbar has got you covered. Now, with that out of the way, let's get you back to the video. Yidhari is going to be our latest S-rank Ice Rupture agent, and she is already being doomed to hell. From many players and content creators saying she's the easiest skip of all time, she doesn't have that much pull value, yada yada yada. Look. I'm not going to get into that. If you like Yidhari, just get her. If you don't, then don't. But if you're someone who's looking for a meta-defining agent, Yidhari is not going to be that. Now, she may look like that on her release because she is going to overperform. Right now, the Rupture Shield is very, very high, with one of the strongest DA buffs we have ever seen in the Pinnacle buff, and Wandering Hunter being tailor-made for her and her teams. So, just like most new agents, Yidhari is going to overperform, but this is just by design and kind of what Hoyo does nowadays. But if you were someone who is looking for an Ice agent, especially an Ice DPS, Yidhari is more than fine of a pickup in my honest opinion. Even though she fluctuates her health a lot, she's still very tanky because she has a lot of built-in parries. She's able to shield herself, and she can also heal herself. And on top of that, her being a Rupture agent, her HP is going to be significantly higher than the average agent as well. So if you really do need an Ice DPS, I think Yidhari is a solid pull. But if you're someone who's looking for a pull value, God, I hate that word. I hate that word so much. I need to make a video on why I hate the word value in this game, because that's for another video. But if you're someone who's looking for pull value, then Yidhari doesn't have the highest by any means, and skipping her is not going to affect your account in the long run. But overall verdict on Yidhari, I would give her pull value 5 out of 10 bang boos. Because again, she's just a serviceable DPS that's going to thrive in the shield for right now. But the moment the shield leaves, she's definitely going to come down a little bit. But she'll still be more than good enough to clear the endgame content for you. Now let's move on to Fufu. Now Fufu is interesting because I've been having a lot of people come to me and ask, is she still worth it now that we know Dylan's coming out? Well, Jufufu's biggest strength, in my opinion, is her flexibility and her ease of use. And the best example I can give to you of this is with Evelyn. Evelyn's best team currently is Lighter Astra. However, there are people who get better results with Jufufu Astra because Jufufu is way easier to play. Because if you didn't know, if you're using a stun team with Evelyn and Deadly Assault and you want the best score possible, you want to do 4 stuns and 4 ultimates. So basically an ultimate for every single stun. And this is more than possible with Lighter and Astra. But it takes a lot more management. It's very, very, very easy for people to mess this up. because you have to manage your decibels perfectly on Evelyn to do this, while also getting 4 stuns in time. That's something that a lot of people have a hard time doing, and I've seen this firsthand on a lot of my streams. But Jufufu makes it extremely easy to do this, as the decibel refund she gives makes it where you don't have to manage your decibels nearly as much as you previously did, and she still does enough days to get 4 stuns as long as you have the right gear on her. So the thing about Jufufu right now is she's almost never best in slot except for Ishwin. And I know people will say, well, Chingy's better for Ishwin. Well, that's only true really for Priest. Every other fight in Deadly Assault, Jufufu's better than Chingy for Ishwin. But when it comes to any other DPS, Jufufu is not best in slot on paper. But she is very, very comfortable to play. And I think that is her biggest strength. She gives enough buffs and she does enough days for you to be able to clear the in-game content, and she's extremely easy to use. And Jufufu is not reliant on her W engine at all. In fact, it's a very common misconception people have that you have to have 3400 attack on her. That's not true. So thanks to my good friend Jay Stern making this video a long time ago, he shows that this is not true. The difference between a Jufufu that has 3000 attack and a Jufufu that has 3400 attack is around 5 to 6% damage loss. But here's the thing. If you are not using an impact slot 6 on your Jufufu because you're trying to max out the attack buff, you could actually get a worse score. Because a Jufufu who's on an attack slot 6, maxing out the attack buff with Hellfire Gears or Precious Fossilized Core, is going to do worse than a Jufufu with the same W engines, but an impact slot 6 that has 3000 attack. And the reason why is because you can get an extra stun with the second build. So when it comes to gearing your Fufus, please just know that the bare minimum you need for attack is 3000. If you can get higher than 3000, then more power to you. That's a very good thing. But just know the bare minimum you need is 3000. And if you can have 3000 attack with an impact slot 6, that's probably going to do better for you. But I do need to also quickly say that the opposite can be true as well. If you are someone who, for some reason, struggles to get 4 stuns even with an impact slot 6 on Jufufu, then the opposite will be true, where an attack slot 6 will be better for you. Because if you are only getting 3 stuns, regardless of what 6 slot you use, then the attack percent slot 6 will be better. But in terms of pull value, if you were someone who is really lacking stun agents and you really need stun agents, I think her pull value is probably closer to a 6 or 7. But if you're someone who already has plenty of stun agents, then that's going to come down. Let's quickly go over investments for both of these S ranks. People will always ask me, should I go for their M1 or their signatures? It's very simple for Yidhari. If you do not have another rupture option like Ishwin's signature available, then please get her signature before you get her M1. And for Fufu, I strongly recommend you get her M1 before her signature if you are willing to vertically invest. Now, when it comes to the A ranks on the banner, this is actually a pretty good A rank banner, I'm not gonna lie. As Panyanhu is going to be the saving grace for a lot of people who weren't able to pick up Lucia but are still playing Rupture Agents, and Polkra is just a very solid stunner once you get her M6. Now, unfortunately, both of these agents really do want their M6 to get their full potential, but at least for Pan, he's still playable if you can pick up his M2 at least. But for Polkra, unless you're using an Aftershock team, pre-M6, she's not really worth it. She gets a lot of her value from her M6. But if you are able to pick up these agents M6 one day, then Panyanhu will slot into any of your Rupture teams. And Polkra is just one of the most flexible A ranks, as she can be used for damn near anyone once she has her M6. But 2 common misconceptions that I see for both of these characters is one for Panyanhu. A lot of people are still using his signature on him, when in reality, you probably shouldn't. His best in slot is Caesar's engine, but if you don't have Caesar's engine, you should probably just use an energy regen engine. And the reason why is it's actually not that hard to get 3000 attack once you get his core F. You put attack percent on slot 4 and 5. You put energy regen on slot 6, 4-piece astral voice, and 2-piece ER. And it's really not that difficult to get 3000 attack, even with an energy regen W engine. And yes, he will not get the passive from these ER engines, but Penyon Hu kinda doesn't care about passives. If you can get 3000 attack while using an ER engine, then he's just gonna perform better. Because the more often he has his energy, the more often you can use his EX special, the more often you can use his EX special, the better you can keep up astral voice. And when it comes to Pulchra, I still see a lot of people trying to run Shadow Harmony on her. Please don't. Please don't. Either use Astral Voice or King of the Summit for Pulchra. Please, I beg of you. Like, I promise you, it is not worth it. Trying to make her do damage, please buff your carries. But overall, this is one of the better A-Rank banners that we've seen in a while, and at least one of them should be useful for the majority of players who are pulling on these banners. But now let's come to the W engine banner, where we have Yidhari's and Jufufu's signature with Penyon Hu and Pulchra's A ranks. This engine banner is it's so bad. It's actually not that good at all. This is rough. And a big reason why it's not that great is because Jufufu just doesn't need her signature. Like, her signature is more of a luxury pull than it is a necessity. As I just mentioned previously, Penyon Hu will actually perform better with an ER main stat than he would with his own signature. And Pulchra does not need her A-Rank engine. She has a multitude of engines that she is able to use. And you probably already have one on your account if you've been playing for a while. So realistically, the best engine to pull is Yidhari's, and it's only the best engine to pull if you pull for Yidhari. So yeah, this ain't it. This W engine banner is just, it ain't it. Yeah, it's rough. It's really rough. But other than that, I think we're coming to the end of this banner review. Overall, it's not the craziest banners we've ever seen. The A-Rank options are pretty solid, but the new DPS is just a solid character. She's not meta defining, and Jufufu is just a flexible agent that not everyone's gonna need. But let me know in the comments below what you think of Yidhari and Jufufu. Let me know if you're gonna pull for either one of them. Join the Discord, as we're over 8,000 members. Come and check out my streams, as I stream almost every day. And be sure to subscribe for more zzzero content. And as always, my name is Kit to the 7th. And with that, I'm signing out.